All right. Well, I was interrupted at the last part. We only have 15 minutes to do things in each video. So I ran out. So I cropped that video and we will start again. Bear with me. These are done on the fly, no rehearsal or anything. So you can laugh at me. I'll let you. So, anyway, let's get back to it. I increased the size so you can actually read things this time around. So it might be better. So let's go ahead and get our activations done. And we will just look at the PNID for this. And we'll go through our steps. So our first step is idle. So idle step is always nothing is going on. It doesn't necessarily mean that there won't be activations, is that we're just not going to be doing things. So if there are valves that need to be activated when the system is idle, then we'll be activating those in the idle step. But this system, they don't need that. So everything is going to be 0 here. Our step 5 here is lower our tank level. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to open up this pair of valves here and let it drain. And if you remember from the transition, we let that drain for 5 minutes. So we open our drain block valve and our drain valve, our outlet block valve and our drain valve. So just put an X here and an X there. Now our next step is here waiting for product flag. So this is kind of a transition piece, so it can go in and out of this. So we may or may not have product in here. So we want to be able to enable glycol cooling and our agitator if needed. So if we look at here, we have our activation. We have activation for BV SPO 609, which is this, and then agitator here. But we don't know if there's going to be product in here, and we don't want to cool an empty tank. So we need to change these guys to enables. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then these are going to be called output enables. And you can see when I added the EN, those went away because we need to add them over here. So got to enable here. Enable here. And then this is going to be glycol cooling enable. And this is agitation enable. And those are both output enables because we're going directly from our activations to our digital output, and we're just enabling it on our enable here. And our condition here for our glycol cooling is going to be a set point on our level transmitter. So skim tank level above set point. And our set point, we're going to give it a name. We're using our level transmitter SP607. So it's LTFP607 underscore set point 00. This is our first set point. And then our agitation is also enabled. Our agitation doesn't have to be enabled at the same set point, so we're going to allow it to be a different set point just by changing it to SP01. So now we're going to make sure that we record these in our set points and outputs, or operating points. we got those created. We're going to initial value 10%, I think, for that one. And let's do 15% for this one. And they can be the same. Those are just suggested values. All right, so now if we go back to our activations, we change these to enables so we can see that they're enables. And if we're not receiving any other signals, we're going to be in this, and we're going to enable our cooling and our agitation if need be. All right, so from there we can either move to 15 or 20, product sending or receiving. So we'll just move to the product sending. So product sending, we're going to be putting out our product. So we need to open our valve here at the bottom, 602. And then we're going to enable our pump as well. And then our pump is going to run on its PID. So we're going to enable its PID, FIC SP149. And if you remember, that's our enable. So product send flow controller, and it controls to our analog out. Okay, so then we have our sending, and we're sending to a flow set point that's done on this one here. There's a few ways you can do the set points, but we are just going to have that be a one shot, and then you can adjust it on the fly. So we have to put our set point in here so we can see here. We do set point 0, 0, and then this is going to be our product send flow set point. And this is the initial set point. Let's do 150 GPM. And then let's do a note here. This is initial set point. So that means that it's going to be one shot into the PID. And then one shot allows the operator to change it in the future. All right, and then we have our product receiving. So to receive product, we're going to get a product here. We're going to open up this 601. And we just want to open up 601. This is going to remain shut. And then as you can see here, I forgot a couple things. As I always do, we want to enable our agitation in these modes as well. And then we can enable our agitation here. In our product receiving and sending, we're just going to replicate the previous ones for both of those states. And then in our pump down, we are going to have our product receiving and sending to match the pump down. Or product sending to match the pump down. We're going to run this pump, allow for agitation, outlet valve is open, and we have this flow controller enabled, but we're not going to run the pump during our pump down sequence on the flow controller because we might have air in the line or other things like that that cause the flow controller to go a little nuts. So what we're going to do is we're going to get an operating point. So we're going to put a new one here, PSP 0, 140. And if we copy that over, we're going to do an operating point. And we don't have an operating point, so we have operating point 0, 0, and this is going to be the pump speed for tank pump down. And we're going to do initial value, let's say 65%. And then this can be changed as we see fit during commissioning. So we have operating point here. We just added that to list. Oh, I get it. Make it an enable. Should be an operating point there. This is going to be enable pump down. That'll work there. And now we have our value here. We're going to enable that there at the end. And then finally, after we get a pump down, we're going to just drain it. So we have our drain valve and our block valve here. We're going to turn off our pump. Okay, so now we've gone through our entire flow sequence here. We've created our drain tank. And now the remaining part here is we've gone through our activations. We've added an operating point and a couple other things. So we've recorded those here in our PNIDs. Our PIDs, our enables, our set points and operating points. And we've created our activations. So that's the next step, is to fill in the remaining items, which is our flags, our interlocks and permissives, and any alarming that we want to do. And that'll be in the next video.